No, you just have to wait. She said love don't come easy. It's a game of
They hate to see the system actually figured out. They want you caught up in distraction, fear and doubt. I'd rather focus on the love that's been around. Take all the stress to UPS and ship it out. No executive could ever run their mouth. I've been consecutive of shutting shit down. High speed drives through the scenic route. High fashion when people see us out.
hurry, love. No, you just have to wait. She said love don't come easy. It's a game of give and take. How many heartaches must I stand before I find the Lord? Before I find the Lord. Right now the only thing that keeps me hanging on. When I feel my strength is almost gone. I remember mama said.
Do today, as we have a new month, new quarter. We have news today. ISM services PMI. I think a lot of places have a bank holiday, so but ISM services PMI, and then you got President Trump speaks at 1. Damn, it got so quiet. All right, let me take this off then. All right, so yeah, ISM services PMI, and then Trump speaks at 1. That's all you got today. Nothing else. So let's hop into the charts, see where we're at. I think we started a breakout on what day was this? This was on Monday. Yeah, you just started a breakout about like a couple hours ago, 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago. So you came up above the ranges here, right? So you came up above these areas, and then you can even say here could also still be holding something, but I'm just gonna say something. There was something here which you closed above, right? So that leads to something. I don't know if that's like an indication of buy. I wouldn't say so since this is the first breakout. First break can lead to a fake out, but it is the first breakout. It could lead to more volume coming in, right? So with you breaking out, you then came back into the range right after, right? So this should be volume. It's better than just like being stuck in this range, right? So you broke out. You might not get direction already, but again, at least it's something, right? So it's gonna lead to that volume as the session goes on. So this happened at 4, 5, and right now it's 8, right? So 8 a.m. opening. We'll see how the session goes, the 8 a.m. goes, and then you have NYC, and then you have news, right? But I would imagine, I don't know if this is a fake out yet, right? Because this can easily come down towards these areas here, down towards these zones. And then after coming down towards these zones, it can still make its way up, right? Like I wouldn't even call it a fake out yet, right? I wouldn't even like look for ideas for a fake out here because it's still a bit too early. This can easily create structure, right, at these zones, and then make its way back up towards the top of the range, and then from there on out you can actually take off. And then this could be like seen right here as your higher low, right? Your higher low, your initial lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and then you can actually make the way up to the top of the range. So possibility for price. Another possibility is obviously the fake out, but I wouldn't say it's a fake out yet. Like I would like wait to see it come down first, like hard drop down, and I would like to see it hold resistance. And if it holds that resistance, it continues to push, right? Because then this could be seen as your lower high. Because I don't know how much trust I have into this lower high here. I think this is just a volume high. So if this is just a volume high, you should create more structure on the way down, right? And as the session goes on, if we do create that structure, we can look for ideas for sells, right, to fill the range, and that could be your fake out. But I wouldn't say it's a fake out just yet, right? It looks like it, but at the same time, can also just be holding this zone, right? Like this could be your resistance area. So yeah, it could just continue to bounce between the ranges, right? But I will wait for that structure. So if you get that structure, or you get lower highs, it doesn't matter if you're holding the range or not. Like ideally, if this is going to show that it's rejecting off resistance, it's going to eventually make its way down, create lower highs, and then continue down, right? So either it's fake or not, right? Based on where you draw that yellow line here, based on if you draw here or here, right? It doesn't matter. You get that structure, it should be good to continue. But I will mark up that range there. So we will mark up something down here. I think that's pretty important today. This is going to be, bro, it's mad cold. So why is it so cold? 45.86, and I'll mark up, I think I'll mark the resistance here. Yeah, I think I'll mark up the resist. I'll mark it up as a resistance, not a fake out. So that would then be, I think around there, 47.15, maybe a little higher. We'll see. But I think here is pretty good. 47.22 and then 45.86. So you have a huge range in between, right? Pretty tradable range, but we're just waiting for a couple things to play out here. And then if anything, there could be some sells, right? I'm assuming sell ideas would be more so below these ranges, right? Or if whenever you create structure, you can even get, for all I know, another fake out, another high, and then from there on out could still fake back into the range, right? And can come down just as fast. Especially if that move up is like the first move of the day. First move of the day could lead to a fake out, right? First move of the day could lead to just volume coming in, right? And a continuation of volume could be throughout the session. So after 10, so if you happen to drive up before 10 today, which is before ISM service PMI, as ISM service PMI comes out, that's when you'll start to head back into the ranges. And then we can look for ideas coming down. And then buys are going to be doable, but I would assume more so above here. And it just comes down to like how you come up, right? Either if you create structure or not. So why is it not highlighting right here? Yeah, so above here, 47.22 will be possible, but it comes down to whether you continue to hold above 47.22, right? First break, definitely not. Could lead to a fake out, but I will say if you continue to hold, then you'll be good. All right, you continue to hold that support zone as you create support again off of that zone, right? Because then this is just like your structure, higher lows and all of that, right? Structure, right? It adds onto it. Eventually, you can clear the ranges, right? So it's both ideas. Like buys and sells are both valid today. It's just a matter of like, I would say what comes first, right? But just be aware of like just the first breakouts today. All right. You might get volume early too, like right now. But yeah, 47.22. I'll leave 46.49 or 46.47, 45.86. So $46.47, $46.86, 45.86. 45.86 is 45.86 is gonna be right here. All right, cool. Yeah, that's the that'll be the session. Yeah, we have two leg counts down there, still far though. Two leg candles down there, still far though. 2 1 hour leg candles. Yeah, this one, the original one, and then you said what? Oh no, you're looking at, you are more zoomed out. You are looking at, what's up, Reggie? Then we got a new display pick. New Jesus piece. You're looking at this one? And this one? True. All right, cool. But yeah, that'll be the session, chat. Looks pretty straight. Like, looks decent today. Like, yeah, I'm glad that you broke out at 4 a.m. because it's gonna lead to more volume, right? So I'm hoping this 8 a.m. could just continue. And this is the first move of the day. Like, it's still early in the day, so if you could happen to go all the way up towards 47.22, let it be. I'll let it drive up, right? Let it drive up, and then you get more confirmations, you get more ideas after that. Or you can look to be part of the buys, but I just don't have enough information to be part of the buys. Otherwise, I would be in the buys, right? To go up. I don't have much information from here. I don't know if this is going to be your continuation or if it's going to be a steeper high. But it is going to be from here up 460 bips, right? I just don't have enough information. All right, everybody. So that is gonna be the analysis. So whatever I just mentioned today, I mean, as the session goes on, those things could change, right? Like we'll get more information as the session goes on, and we'll have more things to input into the system. But basically, for the most part, that'll be the foundation of what we're looking for today. Trump speaks today. Yeah, he speaks at 1, right? Or what time is it? Yeah, 1 p.m. So that's when we're gonna hop off. Ideally. Unless we're gonna first one drawdown or something. Tomorrow, what do you have? Nothing. Wednesday, FOMC meeting minutes. Thursday, core PC price index, final GDP price index, unemployment claims. Friday, unemployment rate. Yeah, so there's NFP on Friday, but markets were closed. So I don't know if that was. Yeah, I don't know. Numbers came out good. They went hold over the weekend. GG's. I don't think it gapped too much, right? Like, I don't think it did much here, actually. Weekend, did it gap? Not really. Kind of, but that's not much. 300 pips. Or was it more? No, it was more. Yeah, 350. 350, 400. Wake up to the new me. If you guys are enjoying the stream, if you guys don't like that analysis, hit the like button. We have a full week this week, so yeah, first full week back. You removed field trips, some vouchers. Yeah, I saw that one. I don't know why he did that. All right. And I'm back like a cracked syringe. You see his kicks? I used to be at King Drive. Now I got 2 streets. So you got Trump speaking later at 1 p.m. I wonder what he's gonna talk about. This seat is mad low today. A lot of bank holidays hit up. French bank holiday, German bank holiday, Italian bank holiday, GDP bank holiday, CHF bank holiday. Alright, man, let's go do it. I gotta go in the minute chart here today. We gotta start looking at the minute chart today. Chat is a snoozer. So I gotta make my own action. $8.45 here. New 15 close. I think the last 15 closed pretty bullish here. Would this be the biggest one since the NY session? I think so. This one was the NY opening. 140. This is maybe not 120. So ADM opening is still your biggest candle. So can that pick up this 15? Can this open? I used to be on King Drive. Now I got 2 streets. Numbers on the screen is blurry. Let me try unsharing and sharing again. Maybe. Oh yeah, it is blurred. Why is it in? No, it is blurred. I don't know why is it in 720. I might have to fix after the session then. I don't know why it's in 720. On Discord. Yeah, I'm not sure. I am not sure. So where the volume at? Where is this volume? This could also be a lower high too. Like this can be, for instance, like your initial move down. I mean, you've been coming up from here, but then you've had like some small lower highs on the way down. I think this is a much bigger pullback here, right? So it could also be a lower high on the way down too. How do we know? We don't know, right? So that's why like there's no ideas, because I don't know whether this is gonna come back up to break into like 47.07's high, initial high, like the highest high from the 4 a.m. move, or if this is gonna continue to make its way down to correct that move from London or Asian London. Yeah, Asian London. Right, because there's conflict. So you have like conflict with the idea of this right here being your fake out above the range, and then you're breaking back into it. And then you also got conflict of, I mean, these can be your higher lows here on the way up, right? Higher lows, and this could continue coming up. All right, so you need volume. Like, you don't want to be touching these ranges when there's like no volume. It's not the best idea. Or whenever you gotta assume that this is like directional, right? Like, it's not, like, I think there could be a lot better ideas that you can wait for. But you need volume, right? You need to start glitching, and then when you start glitching, you would start to move a little more continuously. Like, you see how all these candles are like they're moving, but it's not like, you know, a constant flow, right? Like when that volume comes, you see like 9-day difference between like how these candles are kind of moving. All of a sudden you'll get candles looking like 1-2 pops, right? And those are your glitches. And as you get that, you'll start to pick up in direction, and it's just a matter of like confirmation of direction, and after that you're set for the session. But the hard part is waiting for the volume, right? And we don't know when that's gonna come. We don't know if that will even come. But you have 7 minutes until 4-hour closure. 4-hour closure is gonna close looking like, yeah, like, I'll say decently bearish. I would say it's still holding like ranges though. I wouldn't say it's like anything spectacular, anything like too different. It's still holding within the ranges here. And if it's holding within the ranges, next candle could still continue up, right? So I would assume that's your first initial move up. And after that could lead to fake outs, or it could lead to continuation. What were these? Friday's highs? What was this? This was the 6th. The 2nd. Was that Thursday? This was Wednesday. This is the 4th though. Hold on. When was this? Yeah. This was on Wednesday. Tank. I don't think an R8 is considered making it, man. If you think an R8 is considered making it, you gotta expand that mind a little bit. Sisters and brothers. Sisters and brothers. Two minutes here, guys, until 4-hour closure. We'll see what this does. We'll see what this gives us. We'll see if we have volume here for the session. All right, for our closer, let's see what this does. Let's see if this picks up. Last 15 didn't do much. That was like 60. Do I usually trade on Easter Monday? I don't know if I'm. I think so. I think I'm usually here on Easter Monday. Just feels really slow though. Let's see what this does. What's up, boss man CEO? How you doing? This might be picking up a little bit, a little better than the last 15 minutes. I'm gonna get my coffee, chat. We'll be right back. All right. All right, let's see what this session does here. I think not much movement still. I think if we just sit here until like 10, like, and news comes out and it's doing the same thing, we're just gonna hop off probably. I don't know if we'll even last till 11 here. If it ends up just being like this slow. A little better here. I mean, this is 20 pips though, you know? Maybe 40. What is this? 46.58. Ooh, nice. Got some volume here. Did I have a 5.8 zone? I had a 47. 5.8. I think we can live without it. Nice. There's our volume. So 8 pip candle, not bad. So slowly kicking in, right? It's only the first sense of volume, right? So we need that to continue throughout the session. That's good though. You said it might be because other banks are closed. Could be. London is closed, right? So you don't have that like London session rollover. Why didn't the US just close? Like, does the US not celebrate Easter Monday? And then Canada? $50 pip candle. No, I'm not gonna sell on the closure below my line. That line is just for well, yeah, I want to see a break. I want to see a break and hold. I gotta see, but like just like right now, like if you were close below or like right now, no. I want to see it like close below and then hold, right? So close below and then like lower highs. I do want to see lower highs. I was hoping you could have came up like a lot higher before coming down again, because I don't think we would have needed to wait for like a hold. But since you came down from only here, from only these areas, I will wait for a little more structure below. So I won't just be like a closure off rip and enter. But there's the zone there, right? I'm assuming that's an area where you'll slow down at like 46, 47. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the session goes. Still got another like 220 pips to go. On the breakout lows, you got maybe 140. There is a leg candle right here. I didn't see this on the one. How much is this? 180 pip leg candle. It's not bad. It's not the worst. But yeah. Using some volume here. What lot size do you use in your 1K account? 1K right now, like it depends on how big stops are. Like if stops are like 2100 pips, I'll be using like a 0.05. I think 700 pips or 500 pip stops and below are like 0.14 lot. It's like a fixed set of numbers, right? So I'll say like right now, let's see. So 500 pip stops, I'll be using 0.14. 1,000 pip stops, I think that is gonna be is that right? 1,500 pip stops. Should be around here. So 1,500 pips, 2,000. And then yeah, I think that's about right. Like around 4, around 5, like it's roughly around these numbers. So it's just based on stops, because like each trade is different, right? Sometimes we might have like a 1,500 pip stop. Some days we might have a 2,000 pip stop, depending on how like volatile things are. That's when you know your math is off. Yeah, but there's no math in trading. Like this isn't like exact numbers, right? It's like I have like a set fixed like numbers that I'm just comfortable with, but it's like based on how big the stops are, these numbers will change. But it's not like mathematically correct each time. There's no like math in trading. You can't calculate math in trading. But like if you want to use, like that's just what I do. Like if you want to use like percentage, like you want exact number, then yeah, you can go ahead and do that. But like I've always used fixed stops until conditions got crazy, like over the last 3 months or 2 months, when conditions got very volatile and we couldn't use like a 700 pip stop, or not even a 400 pip stop, 300 pip stop like we were for the last 2 years. That's when I had to adjust. So then we started to, instead of using a fixed lot size, I had to use a fixed set of lot sizes. Right? But if like, you know, if for you like you want to use like exact percentage risk, let's say you want to risk 5% every time, then you can enter into like a calculator, like a lot size calculator, and that'll give you the numbers for you, and then just insert that into your MT5. I think they have like EAs you can even use now too for that. But yeah, it's just kind of what I do, what I use. a bearish 1 hour leg at 47.06. 47.06. A bearish one at 47.06. Oh, this small one. Yeah, it's also one too. Yeah, if you come up towards there, you should be able to fill and pop. $9.15 here. Week 15 close. My count is 1100. Can I use a 0.01? Your account is 1100. Can I use 0.1? You can use whatever lot size you want. Like I don't. Like I think that's all based on like your strategy and your risk parameters, like what you want to select, like how much you want to risk. But I can't answer that question for you. Like if some people want to be risking like, 80% per trade. Some people want to risk 1% per trade. But I can get you to a solution, right? So I could like ask yourself, like, what do you want to risk per trade? Like, what do you feel like you could handle, like long term, not just for like today or for this trade because this trade looks good and the next trade looks kind of ass. So you're gonna half your lot size for that trade. Like, what looks good that you can use repeatedly in today's conditions, right? And then you'll have a percentage you want to risk, and then yeah, you can be consistent with that. But if you're asking me for permission to over leverage, I mean, you don't even have permission to over leverage, right? You could like, if you want to over leverage like a 0.10 on 1K, you can go ahead, right? You can go 0.20, 0.50. None of my business, right? The broker I use, I can't drag my SL to trail break even at speed. Need to manually enter. Wait, you have MT5? If you have MT5, you can just kind of like when you're in a trade, you have like levels. Maybe you got right click and click on trade levels there, and then you just kind of drag. Or what do you use? Like a different platform? Do you prop accounts trade? No. I don't do any of that. No prop firm trading here. I'd rather put on a pair of Amiri jeans than trade on a prop firm. Hold on, I'm gonna get my coffee again. Give me a second. Sisters and brothers. Man, this coffee is still dripping. It's not even done dripping yet. New York Times doing whatever as of now. Yeah, man, just keep it in the background until this thing picks up. Hey Pookie. Alright, bro, I'm gonna ban your ass. I'm tired of you from the last stream too. God damn. Hi from Aussie, bro. Using Exodus. Don't use MT5. Maybe it's necessary. Exodus. I think I've heard of them, but I haven't used them. I think I tried C Trader one time too. C Trader. What else is there? C Trader. Fucking no free promo. MT5 is the best platform to this date. Till this date, MT5. I think a lot of these other platforms are just trying to look like TradingView. I don't know. MT5 is just no lag, like just smooth, just clean, simple. Hero Facts, that's a broker, man. I have no idea. I don't get paid by any brokers or any platform, so yeah, I don't know. As long as they offer you whatever you need, right? Like, let's say you want like 1 financial leverage, wherever you're based, they offer your country, and then spreads are good. You're not getting weird spikes. Should be good. That's kind of what you want to look for in a broker, right? Or for me, 1 financial leverage. I don't know, whatever. Sometimes you only get like 1 to 100. Sometimes you want one more. Regulated. Yeah, but regulated is like getting a sticker, to be honest. You can pay to get regulation. It's like regulation is like equivalent to getting like broker reviews on like Trustpilot, you know, that you can just pay for as well. I don't know, it's all kind of the same. You can pay for a certificate and then you're regulated, but they still do some sketchy shit, the regulated brokers. or trade futures. You might have better regulation there. All right, bro, buy or sell? I'm not too sure yet, man. Not too sure yet, Penzo. We gotta see. Don, I met a dude that is top 50 in circle tracker ovals. Straight trolls. MX5. Yeah, it is, but in rookies. But you gotta get past it. You have to get through it. It's like a must. Like you can't race like anything else until you race the rookie cars. Top 50 ovals is crazy. NYC starting to look like a long time, I swear. Yeah, I think that's just like, it might be the cycle right now, and that could change as the months go on. I don't know. This thing is just not moving. Today kind of makes sense though. I was unsure if I was gonna like stream or trade today. But we'll see what news comes out. Like in 30 minutes here, if news come out and it's a dud and it's just like dead, then GG's. We'll move on. Man, this coffee. Gold still bullish. From what time frame? I think so. One of the time frames gotta be bullish. You know, all-time highs, like, yeah, like overall I'll say you're still pretty bullish. This is the first monthly candle. Depends what time frame you're looking at it from, right? Like on the one, I'll say like we're still kind of like following this from last night. So session bias is like bearish, but overall you're still bullish. Like daily is still somewhat bearish. Depends what time frame you look at it from, right? So right now I'm just trying to get a read on the time frames, but I can't really get a read on like what we're doing if there's no volume. So it's a little more difficult. But you have NYC in a minute. So let's see what this comes out. Week 30 closure, like decent 30 closure with the potential wick fill. So yeah, this could give you a pop. Give you some volume. If you come all the way up again towards the highs, then this is going to be your high low, right? This right here would be your high low. And then, yeah, it's just a matter of you can hold on to like 47.22, right? If you can continue to hold that structure, then you could get continuations. Even a pop down too, for NYC open would be nice, right? Because then you pop down, then it's just about whether you could hold on to like 46, 47. And yeah, for more volume. All right, let's see. 30 closure. How's it gonna open up? We're in like this mini range right here between here and between here. So we'll see how this takes off. Let's see. Let's see what this does. If you guys are enjoying the stream, leave a like, sub to the channel. Where are you at right now? 42 likes, 312 people watching, 48 likes, 100 likes. Can we get to 100? $100 for the first trade of the month. Nice. 30-minute opening, top wick first. 74 pip top wick now starting to flip. Let's see. Can this lead to a wick fill? Starting to break up this red range, so that's good. So now can it fill the wick? I think you got a body reaction earlier too after the leg candle, so as it re-breaks the lows, I would imagine after filling the wick, it could fill into 46, 47, and then you'd be one step closer to those ideas. How much is this? Yeah, so 160 pips into that area. Do you trade Asian? No, I don't. I just trade the NY session. Just the NY. So like 8 to 11 every day. And then after that, I'm off. Sometimes later, but usually 11. Then we see like a session window. Stop loss. See, do we get a pop here? What's up, Vinley? Looks like everyone is going to move to Asian, I swear. You mean like Asia? You mean the Asian session? Why the fuck would I move to the Asian session? You move, Asian session might be moving like over the last like couple of weeks, but like every now and then, like you'll notice that there's a rollover, or not rollover. There's like a transition, right? So like sometimes like you'll see like Asian takeover, and then throughout the year sometimes you'll see New York and then London, right? I'll still say though, like majority of the session throughout the year is 60% New York, and 20% Asian, and then 20% like London that you move. The London, New York just has like the most opportunities to move, right? Because you got the London New York rollover, you got ADM opening, 820 comics opening, You have 9 is kind of hit or miss, but 9:30 NYC open, right? Asian, all you got is Asian opening. Maybe like the rollover to London, right? The pre-London's pretty cool too, like 1 to 2, 3 a.m. until 3 a.m. opening. But a lot of times, like I think NY just has overall the most chances to move, especially with what you're trading as well, right? That also matters too. Do not play music anymore? No, we set a poll on Friday and chat voted no music. It was like 55 to 45. New York playing hard to get. I guess it's playing hard to get. I guess so. Let's just draw that there, because you need this to break for volume, right? So let's put, yeah, I think leave it as that. Something like here. 44, 46, 44, 47, 22. It's only a 700 pip range. It looks a lot more. Looks like this is like 1,000 pips, but yeah, 750 pip range here. Because even if you fill this leg counter here, I think like it could still spend time in this range. You want to see it fill the leg counter if it does, and then you want to see it kind of break out to lead to something. Otherwise, you're kind of just stuck doing the same thing throughout the session still. And the same goes for the push up. If you push up, I would imagine if you break above 47.05, if you were to come up towards that area, you'll create a new high, right? But I don't even know if that's gonna be direction yet, because it can easily still come up, and that'll be the actual fake out. But I'm not buying into the idea of that this is a fake out yet, right? Because I think you're lacking in structure. If you get like a lower high here, maybe, and then you come back down and re-break the lows, maybe we can look for ideas in this area. But that's the reason why I have no ideas for sells below, like in this range. And it's more so below 46, 44, because you're lacking in structure on the way down here. So a lot of conflict, like on both ends still. And with no volume, it hasn't really done anything different, right? Same thing throughout the session so far. Just trying to make my 5K for today. I'm out. Why don't you just call it a day? Why you gotta put like a amount of money you need to make for the day? It's irrelevant to like the conditions, right? Like you don't need to make 5K today. You can just call it a day. Like 5K versus like 2K is not gonna change your life if you're gonna be in a church tomorrow again. You know what I mean? But if you're over here trying to like force another 3K, like you already grab your piece within these ranges. Just call it a day. Come back tomorrow, come back next week or whenever, right? Whenever you trade next, and then grab your next piece of the pie. But you don't gotta do all to them. No one's telling you gotta make money today. That's just you in your head. People say when I need to make this, need to make that, shit tells me everything. Yeah, that's just like some year one shit. No, yeah, year 2, year 1 shit. Like, just no offense, but it's just you don't gotta make anything, bro. Dead ass. Like I don't know what you want me to say on that comment. To be honest with you, like what am I gonna say? Go ahead, man. Hope we can do it. Like, if I'm gonna tell you straight up, you don't need to make anything today. You don't. You really don't need to make anything today. You can just call it a day. Dead ass. You ain't gotta take a trade. But I don't know, some people learn later. I'm telling myself that. Well, you're saying in the chat, so I'm like, you know? I'm just telling you, like, if you're telling me in the chat, I'm gonna tell you, like, yo, you can just call it a day, man. Don't tell yourself you need to make anything. Because then you're gonna start applying all this pressure on yourself to make amount of money. And then when you don't, you're gonna sit there chasing it, and then things can get a lot more sour. So you don't gotta make anything. You blew a 6K payout because I doubled my risk and thought I can make another 12 and withdraw 18 in a couple of weeks. You know, another challenge in a funded too, right? Like once you get past your evaluation stage, like all of a sudden now it's like, oh, I gotta try harder now, or I gotta lock it in. It's like if you locked it in from the start, you wouldn't have thought about locking it in when you got to your evaluation stage too, right? Yeah. That's why I say like funded is a lot more difficult than a live, because you're just facing much more pressure, or you put a lot more pressure on yourself. Yo, do funders still give you like refunds or nah? I swear they used to give like a refund or something, or to give you a second free try, something like that. FTMO gives out refunds on your first payout, only on 2-step eval. FTMO gives you payouts on your first refunds on your first payout. What does that mean though? Like your first payout, like if you don't pass your if you get past step 1. From Denmark, shout out to Denmark. I see. Buy only if it holds 47 20 if it's a bull run, and buy as much as you want. I'm still looking for the sell zones. Oh, you were replying to someone else? Buys if the 15 end up above 47.02. Wait for a retracement for a lower wick and enter in previous zones. Don, can you give me your opinion on this? I can enter. I won't enter. I just thought about it. You can enter if you want, man. 47.02. I'm looking for above 47.22. Not only just above there, but I'm looking for it to hold structure above there. I'm looking for that extra higher low. So it doesn't even have to be above there. Sometimes it might even come up and then come back into the range. That could be your higher low, and that can continue. All right. But I'm looking for that higher low still. So I'm looking for it to break this, and then looking for a higher low. So no, still very far away from my buy ideas. Like very far. It's gonna require, at this rate, like a miracle to get some buys. Same for the sells too, I guess. Don, for daily is bearish or bullish? Daily? I think like from this standpoint, you're like still bearish. So this would be your higher low or a lower high to continue down still. But at the same time, you could start to transition, right? Because you are creating like a little bit of structure. But I think it's more so about whether you can break that. I think like instead of like looking at it from like, are we bullish today or bearish today, look at it from like what part of the cycle are we in, because then you're not mirroring like a certain bias throughout the session, right? Like you don't got to focus on like whether it's going up or down. You can focus on what part of the cycle you're in. Like so either if you're in like a drive cycle, a range cycle, a liquidity cycle. Right? Like instead of like focusing on like, oh, are we bullish or bearish? Like focus on this. Like, oh, looking at the daily. Like let's go back to your daily, right? What part of a cycle we're in right now? We're in a range cycle. So then that gives you, that opens up all of the ideas that you can have for range cycles. But it's not like daily analysis, pick your bias. That's like some first 5 years of trading shit, right? Like start your session off, daily analysis, and then range. Or I don't know, some people, if you're an ICT or whatever, you might be looking at like accumulation, distribution, or I don't know what the other one is, but drive, range, liquidity. I just, that's just how I've seen it. And then you have all these ideas for the ranges, right? So continuation after range 2 breakout, which we do have, right? Range 2 breakout, going back to that small time frame, that was above 47.22, right? You can mark this up as a lot of lines here, I know, but 1 range and 2 ranges, so above those areas. Going back to this again, you can go back to liquidity, right? Range fill after fake out. Right, so we mentioned earlier today that we were looking to see if this is going to be a fake out, or we're looking to see if this is going to be a fake out here, because this could be a fake out, but I would need to see a bit more structure to consider that. But if you get another break above here and back to the range, that's your fake out, that's your continuation, right? But for buys, you want to look for continuation of range 2 breakout, right? So instead of looking at bias, look at like what part of the cycle we're in terms of structure, and that'll help you a lot more than just like, oh, we're bullish or bearish today, because it can go either way, right? But now at least you open up ideas for both ideas, like for both ways. If it goes up, buys, range 2 breakout. If it continues down, then that's your fake out, right? But you're following this push. Does that make sense? So that should be able to help you. because it comes down to what you're looking for too. Like, I don't know, people ate off buys today. Some people eat off sells, right? They can eat off, like some people eat off the initial buys, like the continuations up, and some people ate on the pullbacks, right? Some people took the sells and the pullbacks, like wick entry sells. Probably asking, why would they do that when they can just follow the trend? Is it really the trend though? Was that move from last night really the trend? If it's getting corrected now, it's getting corrected pretty slow, so maybe, right? But like, you know what I mean? It's only the trend at the moment. How the session plays out, I mean, we're yet to find out, right? We have 8 minutes here, guys. 8 minutes until news. What do you have again? ISM services PMI. So yeah, you have ISM services PMI. We'll see how that comes out. And then hopefully volume. Hopefully, fingers crossed, volume. If there's no volume, then we'll give it like another 5-10 minutes and we'll hop off, you know? But I didn't know what to expect today, hopping on for Easter Monday. I was hoping it could move a little more since you had NFP on Friday when the conditions are closed. So yeah, we'll see. 5-minute bullish leg. True. Yeah, so you got another reaction off the 1 hour leg count too right here. Back to back. Rejections off of that zone. Is the record updated? 535. 123. 80. Oh. Remember your coffee? Yeah, I'm waiting for this thing to come down, but I think I plunged it too hard today. Pause. How exactly do you know if you're in liquidity cycle? Liquidity cycle, you well, you look at the chart, and then you look at what, like, you look at, depends what time from too, right? But let's say I look at the 4 here. Usually it's like drive range liquidity. That's like the constant cycle. So like the reason I say that is because, like, let's say you get drives, right? And then you start to range. Like, you don't just like drive. Like, when do you ever get like a drive on a higher time, then you reverse, right? Like, when do you ever get that? Drive and just reverse right away. Rarely. It happens, but rarely. Even this, you gotta drive, and then what? You start a range, right? So now you're in a range. What's next after range? Like, what usually happens when you actually start to reverse? You create structure, right? So this is like, I'll say like right now you're in between like your range / liquidity cycle. So on the 1 hour time frame at least, right? So in order to break out now, you gotta actually break out here and then create structure. That could be your liquidity, and that could continue. If it's not liquidity, then you'll see it fake back into the range, and then you'll see it continue down, and then this will be your liquidity now to go down, right? But you're not like the first breakout. That's why I always say like first break could be a fake out, because that literally could be your fake out. That could be the liquidity to take us down the opposite direction, and you don't want to be part of that fake out, right? So instead of like getting in the buys right away, wait for price to actually print structure above. If it doesn't, you missed the move, then it is what it is. You missed the move, right? But you didn't get what you wanted. But if you get that pop, pullback, hold, right, and a continuation back above, you can start hunting for ideas above here, right? And that's how you can tell whether you're in, or you form or not form liquidity yet. So you just gotta wait for like the accounts to actually print. instead of like trying to like predict it. And it'll usually give you a lot more, like a lot better answers than you over here trying to figure out today, like, oh, is this gonna go up or is it gonna go down now, right? You can just kind of wait for it to actually go up and then grab a piece of it. I'm gonna grab some water, chat. Please refrain from sending any signals in the chat, please, and thank you. I'm asking nicely. You made a 12-kilometer walk trip. Was tired and there was no DZIK. So I bought the new Red Bull. Damn, DZIK better than Red Bull. What do you believe in EA? I think so. I believe in it. I don't use it, but yeah, if you see consistency in reading it, yeah, I'm sure it works. For sure. Advice to new trader: take your sweet time. Take your time. Don't rush it. Sounds whatever, you know. But I promise you, don't rush. Like, just take your time with it. This, like, every time you try to rush it is when things usually would go to shit. Every single time. So take your time with it. Like, with everything you do in trading, like when it comes to adjusting and adapting, right? Like, take your time. Like, you can't just learn things overnight in trading. Sometimes you gotta learn the lesson, right? And sometimes the chart is actually teaching you that lesson, and then you gotta journal it. You gotta think about it for a couple months, a couple weeks. Come back to it, right? Spend some time thinking about it, not just like overnight. Next day, come back, reset. Like, take your time, look at it, look to see like what's actually happening, why that happened to you, right? And then from there, just rinse and repeat, and then eventually you'll have create your own playbook. You have a lot of data now off of journaling, and those two things go hand in hand. Right? That's how you get your trades. How often you do these? Every day, man. Monday to Friday. All right. 10 a.m. Got some news here. Let's see what happens. Numbers came out negative. So let's see if gold continues here. Sometimes it doesn't, right? Sometimes it just takes a sweet time coming out, and then as the session goes on, it picks up. You have a leg count right there in the 1. I think Reggie pointed out already though. Yeah, 1 hour in the 1 hour, 1 hour closure here. Let's see. The wick fill is not bad. The wick fill is roughly 150 pips. That is going to be the leg candle that leads to another leg candle. So yeah, these sells aren't bad. Like I would consider taking these sells here if you were to come up higher. Okay, I need to see this break above this range here, right? If you can break above that high at 4707 and then flip, you can look for the leg candle fill here, because then that leg candle, like it's like if you break the high again, I'm assuming you should continue up. Why wouldn't you continue up? It doesn't continue up. Okay, cool. Comes back to the ranges. Leg candle fill here. We can look to be part of that sell that leads to the leg candle here, right? Down towards 46.44. But that's only if you come up to break this high. Otherwise, this can still come up. So I'm trying to get that out the way right now. How much is this leg candle again? This one is 150 and this one down here is 190. So total you got like 200-300 pips here. But yeah, news came out negative, right? So gold technically should go up. It did go up for the first minute, but then now it's flipping. And then it's okay if you don't break the size up here, and then you just like make your way down towards below 46.44. We'll just look for like how we can hold this range here, right? If you can continue to hold that 46.44 zone, then that can just be continuation. We don't gotta wait for like another high up here. That's only for like volume purposes and for like more so now, like if they were to come up now and come down. But if this fills the range here, then all you're really doing here is you're bring the zone down below here, and you're looking for the exact same thing to happen below here, but you still need a lower high, right? Also, you need a lower high somewhere here once you close below, and then you look for that continuation. Any more leg candles here? Daily flip there too. Yep, daily flip there too. This is good. Not bad. Not bad on volume. I think this is maybe the most volume you've had throughout the session. M10 Productions, what's up, man? Watch us take no trade. What do you mean us? You already took a trade, bro. You're looking to make your the other half of your profits. You mean me? Take trades on these live. Yeah, we do. That record at the top is the trades we take live, but we just have we haven't had a trade all month yet. My last trade was on the last trade was the 27th on stream. This account was all on stream, like this 1K account to where it is now. It was all on stream or DVS01. So no like off stream trades or anything. Is this a leg candle? Could treat like one on the 5 minute. 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Spreads are crazy. Trav, you guys enjoying the stream? I appreciate it. If you guys could hit the like button. Maybe we'll get a pop here. A glitch. Let's see. Can we get a lead pop? Or are we gonna get a correction back up above these ranges? What is this? Oh, true. One hour leg candle. $54 more pips. Let's see. I think about wick entry ideas for buys today. Because this is coming down pretty slow. 4659 next zone. You break that low. Where'd you gonna go next? 4644. $270. $26.50. $26.48. Not bad. Let's see. Can you drop another 140 here without pulling back? Towards 46, 47. There could be wick entry buys. see. Uh, 4648. What would the stops be? It's not too bad. It's like 1700. That's like higher than what we've had. Let's see. I think it's important though how we come down from here on down towards 46, 47. You do want to see a pop like straight down without creating like structure, because if you do create structure, then just add on to these ideas that you can just continue to push through. So if you can pop down without, because there's a leg candle right here, if you can pop down towards here, this is going to be the 1 hour leg candle fill. All right, so you'll get that out of the way. There are zones here too, so there's a chance that it could just end up rejecting here on the 15 here from earlier, right? If it does that, then it just rejects. Like if this thing comes all the way back up towards the flip, then that's your wick entry buy idea. That's kind of gone, right? But if this can come straight down, then we can get some ideas. Because if this comes up now, all right, it flips. The reason I'm saying it's gone, because if it comes up and then it comes back down to tap the same zone, this is now going to be structure, right? So it's only if like you like come down from where you are, we can get those ideas. And then I think the ideas are from like 47 to like maybe 59, 110 pip range. You can even try to target a runner, but yeah, 420 could even be possible. This was a pretty slow move down this entire push here without any structure. Let's see. You're nearing the flip. I think you are roughly 60 pips away from the flip. I think 0.0, I think 1700 pip stops would be 0. 0.08. Around there. 0.08 lot. You have a leg candle here. Let's see. Still need volume to come down, right? Like it's still 260 pips from where you are. That's 3 taps though now onto this area. 4662. Or 4 taps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. If it flips, maybe we can move it down. The wick entry idea. If it flips on the 1, your next zone is gonna be. The next zone is gonna be. You have a 35, 4635, and then you got 4617 zones. 4619. Let's see. I think first break below here too would be the first breakout. So it's just a matter of like if it breaks that low, it can just drive, right? Because then first break can be a fake out. But yeah, 1 hour flipping here. So what was it? It was 47, and then 35, and then 17. So 35 will be down here, and then 17. So let's see. Does it need to, right? Like, doesn't need to come down. If it comes up here, if the 1 hour re-breaks the highs here and you make your way up towards here, we can start looking for the sell ideas on the way down below the leg candle fill. But that's only if you were to come up towards these areas, break these highs, and then from there on out, come back into the range. Right? If we were to do that, I'll look for more ideas for sells below 46.75, right? Below these areas. And then for continuation buys, you're still a little far. Continuation buys still require, I'll say, continuation, a closure above, and then a hold. So you still need to pop up here before I look for buys. One hour flip there, so I think we're gonna use 35 next. Let's see, maybe 37 still. Depending on how we come down. But next zone will be 35. Maybe a little higher, maybe 40. $46.40, $46.40, around there. Still 5-minute bullish leg that wasn't filled. Yeah, that one right there. The bearish one's getting filled right now though, or half of it's getting filled. Let's see if the rest can get filled here. Not bad. What do you guys rate today's price action? I don't know. I think I'll give it a 5. 4.5, 5. Barely moved. Yeah, 5 and 10. It's pretty fair. Like, where do we start off today? Around here? 8. And then made its way down. Just kind of just range for the most part so far. News came out, so brought in a lot more volume here in the last 15. So that's a good sign. But it looks like it might be a late session. I don't know, I'm gonna use RR. Give me like 1 second, chat. Fake brick. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. 10:30 in about 2 minutes here. 2 minutes. I swear I've been hearing an owl all morning. You guys hear that through the mic? No? All right, huge, like, yo, we have so many bullish leg candles today. This is another 30-minute leg candle right here too. So let's see, is this gonna get filled? Are we gonna fill this wick? You know, 30 leg candle, 15 is still bullish. Regular bullish closure. 5's been pushing bullish since 10. Four-hour candle closed bearish, right? But it's still holding that range, so can still fill this area up here. That doesn't change. That will still be the narrative. A lot of that counts going opposite ways. Yeah, you have a lot. A lot. This is not like, you see the volume here? You see like how like it's like struggling, like really struggling to like make its way up. So pay attention to like 1-2 pops here, right? 1-2 pops can be very key because that'll give you like an indication of like what's more dominant. Like, so on the move up here, it's been very like slow. Like this isn't volume, right? But if you start seeing something like this happen, like 1, 2, right? Not literally 2 candles, but maybe 3, 4. A lot less than this on the way up. This was like 20 candles. Let's say it comes down within 3 or 4, right? That's gonna give you a lot of detail and information, because that'll be a shift in like how it's been moving all morning. Because the volume only just came at 10, right? So it still has to pick up and continue to move as the session goes. But you have a leg candle and all of this, so could be a 1-2 pop. Could be. I still have the wick entry buy ideas, right? Below 47 and then 46.40. Those are the 2 areas I'm looking at. Maybe 46.47 won't be too bad here. If it comes straight down from here, it's like a 307 pip pop down. So it won't be too bad. Gold pushing. Let's see. Could this be? Could this break the highs of 47.07? Could it break? Could it break? Could it break? Could it break? That was a little bit of some 60 pip pop. First breakout on the minute. I have a zone at 47.42, which could be a wick entry sell, but it's above obviously this high, and it's above this high, so it's still like pretty far away, 420 pips away. But that could be a potential wick entry sell zone. And when we're looking for like these wick entry buys and sells, chat, like it's like for the wick entry buys here, let's say we get at 47, we're not looking for like this, although that could happen. We're looking for maybe like this, right, to continue down. But the idea is like you get a lower high, right, if you come straight down with no structure. So that would be the idea. Like we're looking for maybe from like here, we'll attempt targets like maybe here, right? So just maybe like 107 pip target. We'll have trail stops and B zones on the way up. And the same thing for the buys or for the sells too. If we're to get at 42, like we're not looking for like a move like this, right? We're looking for like if it were to break up, a move like this to continue up, or it could be a start of fake out, right? But the idea is just like wick entry to take advantage of that initial pullback, right? Because when you look at structure, what's missing, right? You'll be missing that higher low. So that would be the idea. So it has nothing to do with like the bias or like any of that. It's more so just if anything, volume and structure in the way up is what we're looking for, or on the way down. Starting glitchy a little bit. Let's see. Could this be something? 1-2 pop. Get ready for 47, okay? I mean, it's still kind of far, like 350, but if it's a 1-2 pop, it can literally be the next 2-minute candles. So you see a struggle of a move up, right? This could be a higher low too, right? If it doesn't fill, it can also flip bullish and drop back up. But at least now you have liquidity to go up. The same way that you need liquidity to go up on Wednesday, Thursday. Last week, same idea. Right, but this is like doing something a little different compared to this move up. It's actually printing stronger candles here, which indicate volume and could lead to something else, right? So that's good. Good information. You said gold 30, yeah, 30 leg candle body reaction too, yeah. You got 30 body reaction. Yeah, man, if this can just come up towards like, if this comes up towards here and it comes back, I mean, we'll be part of this. I don't see why not. 86 pips away from that area. We got 20 minutes here, guys. So 20 minutes until we set like a session stop loss. Still a lot of time. Why is it so cold today? Hold on. Four minutes here until 45 closure. Still a little early here, but pending lower high potentially, if that holds. Still a little early. It's the very first one. I would assume that if it decides to make its way back to break below here, then yeah, this would be your first lower high since the initial high. And structure starts to kind of continue. Imagine if we would have to hold our trade during Trump's speech. I don't think so. Third minute looks like it's waiting for Trump's speech. Third minute looks like it's waiting for the Trump speech. Like the candle's looking like it's waiting for the Trump speech. So you must be seeing something that I do not see. Because I don't see where it'll tell me that it's waiting for a Trump speech. I think you have a 30-minute leg candle. You're also breaking the highs on the 1. I'm not sure what 30-minute looks like it's waiting for a Trump speech is that. Let's see. I can see it's like trying to pick up in volume here. It's like trying, you know? Trying. It's getting a little better. Can you break the lows here? Thirty-minute leg candle fill. 1 hour leg candle fill. Is it possible? Can it be a 1-2 pop? Leg candle fill at the same time. You already got the 30-minute body reaction earlier on this low, right? So now as it re-breaks the lows, all it really has to do really is hold onto that zone once it breaks below. And once it holds that zone, it'll continue to fill the rest of the wick fill on a 30, which is the leg candle fill. But you gotta break it first. Let me just mark up the advantage points in case here. So yeah, we still have the wick entry buy at 47 here, 6-2. I think this would be a good BE zone. And then trail stops. And then trail stops. And TP could be somewhere up here. How much is that? 106 pip TP. I think that's pretty fair. So just in case, like those zones, don't mind those zones. They're like they are minor zones that could reject on the way down too, but in case this thing does happen quick, just want to be prepared. So you broke the lows again, right? So now you gotta hold that red box for the leg candle fill. If the 30 is a leg candle fill. Let's remove this right here. So it's respecting it, not really like holding below it. Still respecting that red box. What was the last trade you took down? On the 27th of March. I think last Wednesday or something. No. More than that. Last 2 Fridays ago. Two Fridays ago. Let's see. It's holding the red line. Can it hold and give you a pop here? Range, mini range here. All right, it's just kind of like hovering here. Can it re-break? Still ranging. Oh, could this be? Still ranging. Could this be? Retest the lows. Can it pop now? There's the pop. There's the re-break. Still ranging. Back up. One hour closure in 9 minutes, right? So can it fill this leg candle within 9 minutes? Well, there's a re-break. Because if it does, I think the 1 hour close a lot stronger. 1 hour no bottom wick potentially. If the 1 hour, if you get a leg candle fill right now, the 1 hour close no bottom wick. So wick entry ideas will still be same thing. Oh, we gotta push back up here. Okay, so breaking above the range. So it should go up now, right? Like, should go up. But now look, if it comes back below to re-break the lows again, what is this gonna be on a small time frame? Your fake out, your lower highs, and that should give you a pop. Right? But from here, as it re-breaks above, it's like, why did it do that? It should go up. If that's what it's rejecting off of here. How much is this? 83. So another lower high here, right? Earlier we said I wouldn't look for any sells within this area unless you get structure, right? Or if you broke above into 4707 and then you made your way back into the range. So what was the point of this? And what's the point of this right now? Like, it should go up, all right? As it re-breaks back into the range, maybe there could be sells for the leg candle fill a lot earlier, because then this is just structure on small time frame, right? Just more structure here. If this rejects and then leg candle fill will still be available. You still have like 100 pips. Why doesn't this delete? Anyways, you're up here right now. One hour flips again, or 30-minute flips again. 1 hour flip is down here. So let's see, is this gonna lead to continuation, or is this gonna be one fake out again on a smaller time frame? So you don't even gotta look at the minute. You just look at this. Just tell you all the info you need to know. How much is this range here? So this is, yeah, 29 pips till BE. And trail stops right below. Your TP could be the wick fill, the leg candle fill, 100 pips. It's not bad. There's no reason that's why it should come back down again. Okay, so back up. How's the 1 hour gonna close? Weak bullish here. Let's see, 5 minutes left. All right, coming back. Let's see, can he come back below the red zone? If it comes back below the red zone, chat, start locking it in. Okay, we could get ideas below for the leg candle fill off of this minute structure we just drew up here. Oops. Kind of want to see a glitch though, like on the way down as well. It hasn't done that yet. Let's see. 1 minute pop. 4 pip pop. Still hovering here. I think got a little pop right there, hovering here. Now you're within like this range. Third-minute flip. So the flip should drive you up. Should take you up. There's a pop. Got a little bit of more volume now. You're breaking out above this range for the first time. First break could be a fake out, so let's see if it breaks back into this range. And if it comes down to break the lows, it's not going to be the first break we'll look for. We're looking for the second re-break. So let it break, pull back, re-break. Right? And that'll be the entry if we do get a pushback down. But there's no reason why it should. This should continue up. Looking at price, like generic price action. Uh-oh, let's see. Back into the range. Hovering here now. Two minutes till 1 hour closure. When I was gonna close bullish here. Actually, let's see. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll close doji. 40 pips to the flip. One minute. So it's not glitching completely down like yet, like on the way down here. You got one rejection off of 87. You're just kind of hovering here. All right, 1 hour close. Weak bullish. Yeah, pretty weak bullish. You can even treat it as a light candle. Still no volume though, like not the craziest. Let's see what this does here, but yeah, I think we're looking for a second re-break if anything. Okay, back down we go. Can I hold the red zone? So you want to see it like if it comes down and break this low again, you want to see it like break, right, and then tap. I'm assuming next zone will be 7-2. You get a pullback, and then second re-break will be ourselves, not the first. Nice. Okay, so question is, what will the stops be? I think this is gonna be up here. It's gonna be above like 48.04. Maybe above here we can use 48.74. So it's a little more than the buys, the wick entry buys. 2,000 pips, 2,400, 2,040. Let's see. Can you break the lows first here? That came close. You want to see a break, pull back and re-break, right? Hold on. All right. So there's a re-break, there's a pullback. So second re-break now, right? This would be the sell. So you just broke the lows again. You got a pullback. So if it were to come down and break 73, we're gonna mark it X, okay? So I think 0.05 lot should be about right for 2,000 pip stops. And market X sells as you re-broke the lows. So light candle fill, put TP down here. I think BE would probably be, yeah, on the re-break of this low. So if you can re-break this low again, BE, and then trail stops to be like, I think right around here. So not BE yet, but on the re-break of this low. So that's break even. Next zone with trail stops. So with trail stops towards the BE zone if it taps into this zone next, okay? But yeah, I think that was like roughly 26 pips. Should be able to give you a pop here. It's re-breaking like clean traffic territory. we get a pop. There we go. So trail stops. Just trail stops once. Next trail stops are below here. If we can survive this. So if that breaks through, we'll trail stop towards this line. Oh, not yet. Almost. I was close. One more push. No. Okay. I think we peaked there like 39 pips there. I was hoping it could just break this and just give you a whoosh. But yeah, all these zones here were just trail stop zones, right? So we had like a BE zone set. BE zone was like right here, so just like a minor support. Next zone was right here, and the next zone was right here. And that was that trade. So basically, like whatever work we just did there on like, see now it drops. No FOMO. But yeah, like whatever we just did there in the minute, like just like, kind of like following that like minute structure. Mainly the idea was mainly just the leg candle fill, like on this 30-minute candle right here. This was the idea. So we didn't grab the whole thing right from like up here because I think we're just lacking in volume. But then once we started following that minute structure, we noticed that okay, like there's no reason. When I say like there's no reasons why you should come down, it's more of like if it does come down, why did it do that for, right? And that's when you want to attack your move. It's like, why did you come down for? What's the reason? It should go up here. Like generic price action takes you up, right? Like all those higher lows, all those struggles, all those like struggling areas to break should take you up. For some reason it doesn't, takes you back below into that red line. Below that red line area was the leg candle body reaction. Boom. That was our idea. So the moment it rebroke the lows, we said, okay, wait for price to pull back again. The rebreak, that'll be the sell stop / market X, right? And that's what we took. So nothing too crazy there. I think we still got like, what do we get there? Like 21 pips there. Nothing too crazy, right? But I think that's still a good trade. I think percentage wise we did there 10.70. So 10.70. I think I could use this 0.6 lot there. 0.06. I think that's like less than 1% here. Sunday. Oh wait, no. 10.70. Well, 0.45% there. This is Sunday. Yeah, I think I could use a bigger lot there maybe. 10.70 right here. Yeah. So we'll see what happens now. You still have like a lot of room. You have like, that was like this leg count right here. You also still have this leg count down here too, below these areas. So this is the area that you rejected 4 times at. Why? I don't know why, but you rejected 4 times and you're still coming down here. So it's a matter of whether you can, same thing we looked for in a minute earlier, same thing here in the 1 hour time frame. You want to see if it can like close back below the red line here, and then it looks to continue down towards these areas down here, right? That'll be the next idea probably. It is 11, so we'll see. I'm gonna do my journal, and then we'll come back, and then we'll see if there's a lot of volume that kicks in here. I think this push here could have been a bit stronger on the way down here, but maybe that'll kick in, right? But yeah, I'm gonna journal this out, and then we'll see what's up. How quick was that trade? That wasn't that bad. That was like 1 minute and 26 seconds. Not much drawdown. I don't think there was any. But first trade of the month for us there. So 4/6/2026. Trade was at 11:03. New York gold. Buy save. I think we're like mainly bearish, ideally. Sells. Idea was just leg candle fill on the what was that leg candle fill on? That kind of fill on the 30 minute leg candle fill. That kind of fill, and then current higher low, 30, 4 hour stops, 30-minute time frame, TP, break even point, that's launch point resistance, BE, 30-minute, 1 hour as well. I'm pretty sure you had a leg count there too. Yeah, I'll leave it as that. And then leg kind of fill, 30 win, 0.05 lots, $10.70. Pips wise, 21.4. And drawdown, I don't think there was drawdown, right? I think that was like maybe a little bit of drawdown. I can't tell anymore. What was the drawdown there, guys? You guys know? You guys remember? Maybe like a pip or two, 2-3 pips, 4 pips. I can't really see. I think no drawdown. Okay, I'll just put 0 for now. Max profits, I think we got peak was 38. Yeah, 38 pips. Ooh, volume here, that's good. That is very good. 38. Exit reasoning, trust stop loss hit on the minute. Scenario would have been trail stops. And then 21.40. And let's go over here. Four, 6/2026. If there's drawn, let me know. But I don't think there was. I cannot fill current higher low on the 1 on 30 full. What was that? 21.4. Nice. All right, cool. Very little to know. I think there was like a pip or two. I'll just put a pip then, or now 2 pips. All right. Cool. So yeah, first trade of the month. Let's see if this volume continues here, because I think like the session started very late today. The volume only came in around like 10. I think this could have been better to drop, to be honest, in terms of volume. Like, could have been a lot sharper. So we'll see. Maybe we'll give it another, like, maybe we'll set like a session stop loss or something here. So maybe, I don't know, we'll set one like up here. I'll set one right here. All right, 46.70. If that breaks, then GG's, we'll call it. Trades taken, let me update that. Trades taken plus 0.40, 0.46%. And the record is now 536. Nice. 536, 123, 80. Very nice, very nice. Not bad. Easter Monday. It was a break of OG lower high, lower low. Yeah, that had that put current higher low. Current higher low, current lower low. I think that was that. Yeah, current high or low, current high, current low. Because they wait for the re-break and then, yeah, current low on 30. Let's see, can you get a nosedive here? We had a wick entry. I thought we were gonna get wick entry bias today, if anything, at 46. But then I'm like, why is it like rejecting so much? Like, why isn't it ripping? On the way up, like especially this move here, it was pretty slow. But at the same time, this correction has been the same amount of like volume coming down, so it's not even more dominant on the way down. Which means that wick entry bias could still be valid at 48. Oh, 47. Let's see, there could be wick entry bias. 47. Let's see how far is this right now? This is 130 pips away. So yeah, if it's like consistent volume, I don't see why not. If it's slow the same way, then GG's. You know what I mean? And we'll keep trailing this session stop loss down as we go. So I'll move it down towards here. Gonna be very aggressive this session stop loss. Chat, if you guys enjoyed the stream, if you guys enjoyed that trade, leave a like and sub to the channel. That was a lot of patience though. That was like 3 hours of like waiting for like one quick pop here. We may get a wick entry buy here actually. 46, 47 here. Let's see, no pullbacks though. You don't want to see a pullback. You want to see constantly pop here, and it looks like you might pull back here. Let's see. It's got to hold this high here. Next zone will be 40. If it re-breaks as highs, I'm gonna call it a day, I think. Yeah. Okay. That was it. I thought we'd get another one back to back. We had wick entry ideas there, right? But you reject, like I wanted to see it come down without creating like much structure, and you got like a lower high here, right? So it was close. I think this was maybe 78 pips away from that area, but I rejected a lot earlier. So it's a little bit of structure, which means that this could continue to push past. You could move it towards 40 as my next zone, but I'm just gonna call it, I think. Call it a day. One trade today. Yeah, move on to tomorrow, chat. Okay, tomorrow is gonna be core durable good orders, 8:30 durable good orders, 8:30. Nothing too crazy, but some orange folders. Maybe Trump will speak today and bring in volume for tomorrow. We'll see. And then Wednesday you got nothing. Thursday core PC price index, and then Friday we got core CPI. So very okay week, not bad. All right, chat. I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a good day, everybody. If you guys enjoyed the stream, leave a like, sub to the channel. Appreciate you being here today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace, peace. Happy Easter. Peace.